President Tim. You know, we think of a war going on overseas and the people that protect us every day. People who put their lives in risk, in jeopardy to make sure that we here at home can enjoy the benefits of what our freedom is about. But I want to also call your attention to the fact that there is a war that goes on here every day amongst us, people who would rob, kill, and destroy. And there's a thin red line between those folks and we. In 1968, 40 years this month, Dr. Jack Griffiths, who was a longtime member of this club and who was a close friend of then Chief of Police Walter Headley, decided to donate first a $35,000 amount to a trust account, and then added another $15,000 the following year for the establishment of an award to the outstanding police officer for the city of Miami, as determined by the Rotary Club through the monthly reports that the city of Miami gives for recognizing each officer each month. I have the distinction and the honor now for doing this the past 4 years. The other 3 were hard, but this year, the 2 awardees of the 12 reports that I read, they were in there 5 different months. Between the 2 of them, just for the 5 months that I'm talking about, they made a total of 486, listen to that number, 486 Part 1 offenses. For those of you that don't know what Part 1's about, it's murder, it's rape, it's robbery, it's auto theft, and all the bad things that you don't want to have happen to you. In that 5-month period, they seized 4 stolen cars, an unbelievable amount of cocaine and heroin and marijuana. And I just want to read to you, because time's important here, I just want to read to you just 2 small excerpts of what these 2 officers are about before we call them up. And this is from the July Officer of the Year Award. Officer Despedes and Canovas tried to pull over a vehicle that they recognized from a bolo, that's to be on the lookout sheet. At first, the driver attempted to flee and then suddenly slammed on his brakes. As they approached the car, he noticed that a man had a handgun as he was bringing up the gun to the driver's side. When the officer retreated back to his police car unit for cover, the offender then put his vehicle in reverse and attempted to run him over. At this point, a vehicle chase began. After several blocks, the subject bailed out. He was, however, apprehended. In the car was found a ski mask, gloves, duct tape, a stolen Smith & Wesson 9mm revolver with a silencer, and it was determined that the offender was an unarmed robber who was wanted for murder. Now let me just read you another. And this, I mentioned to my wife the other day about this. I said, you know, when I worked on the street, this is unbelievable. I almost think these 2 were Starsky and Hutch. I remember police stories. This is from the October report. Also on the 15th, Officer Despedes became aware that units from another district were chasing an armed robber who was running on foot through his area. Positioning himself on the top of I-95, he was able to see the offender running in the street below. It wasn't long before the officer cut the subject off and took him into custody and found the weapon with the subject. I could go on and repeat these ad infinitum in the 5 months that these 2 officers did it. But it is my pleasure today, on behalf of the Rotary Club of Miami and the citizens of Miami, and in the honor of Dr. Jack Griffiths, who recognized what a remarkable job our city officers do, to bring up and give to you and present to you the outstanding officers for the year, Officer Alexander Canovas, his partner, Carlos Despedes.
Thank you very much. This is now my fifth Rotary Christmas luncheon where you honor our police officers, and you know, myself and the staff back here want to really express our appreciation because far too often what these police officers do day in and day out often it does not go recognized. But you make it a point year after year, and in this case it really was a no-brainer. As a matter of fact, they've won another reward that they don't even know they've won, and we might as well announce it now. In addition to winning the Rotary, these two officers are also Miami Police Department's Officers of the Year, which is really as I've told Commander Gomez and Chief Hernandez, you know, with these two guys, if you had 10 more like them, the war would be over. It would be that simple. But they really represent what's best about this police department, this city, and I want to personally thank them for their bravery and their great police work, day in and day out. They do us all pride.
Invited the wives up just so they'll know that in each of those envelopes there's a $500 check. This is a photo op. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you, Chief Timony. Congratulations to our two officers and to their wives. And de las Posas, come introduce our program for today.
Good afternoon. I'm going to have to get used to this, I think.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Many of you know that my daughter attends her first year at New World School of the Arts, so I'm very, very proud to announce and to present to you today the ensemble that's come to represent the vocal program. But before I introduce them, let me just tell you a little bit about New World School of the Arts. It is one of Miami-Dade County Public Schools, public high schools. It's a partnership between the University of Florida, Miami-Dade, what used to be Miami-Dade Community College, which is now Miami College. Miami College? Miami what? Miami-Dade College. Miami-Dade College. And so you can go essentially to New World School of the Arts all the way through and get a college degree. In order to attend the New World School of the Arts, students are selected by auditions for professional programs in dance, music, theater, and visual arts. The high school has 480 school students, and they take full academic program in the morning with a 3-hour concentrated arts block in the afternoon. And I guess I'll just go ahead and introduce our vocal ensemble today. They're called The Exclusive, and the 4 of them are Christian Diaz, Henry Sespa, Eddie Mejia, and Bruno Jacques. Please welcome.
I've got sunshine and a cloudy day, but it's cold.